The alleged gunman, a former student who had been expelled, was arrested a few miles from the campus. Actor Robert De Niro has been caught by authorities using the services of an international prostitution ring that is known to hire underage children for. At proud resistor, children are not safe at schools. Students are not safe at colleges. Moviegoers are not safe at movies. Music fans are not safe at concerts. Churchgoers are not safe at churches. Americans are not safe because the gov cares more about honor than our safety. At proud resistor.
Unlike millions of other people, you use Squarespace to stand out from the sea of sin.
At Heinrichs. Russia deserving any credit for the escalation in Syria, please. If it wasn't for RF and Iran, Assad would be gone. Last weekend saw a series of events that could have the potential to erupt into another regional war were it not for the intervention of Russian preside. At Bedlanu, at Ashlear Park, at Nikolas 23037. One thing that makes a big difference is his base ampersand politics. You will notice in today's speech, about 6 minutes, he did not mention the word guns once. His base supports gun rights ampersand. It is just not an area he feels comfortable wading into at Ashlear Park or W at Nikolas.
The lottery system. We're now, I think it was about the 20-hour mark before the president addressed the nation. And your colleague, Phil Rucker, sent out a tweet last night that really caught my attention. He said he was in the White House when President Obama went to the briefing room after Sandy Hook the very same day, and that there was almost a chilling sensation to getting the news yesterday that, these aren't Phil's words, but what I thought when I read his tweet, that a lid had been put on without any comment. There would be no comment from the President of the United States after the deadliest school shooting in Florida state history last night.
You're right. Phil's tweet was spot on, and it was interesting to see how this administration chose to handle it. As Hallie pointed out, there is an argument they are making sort of publicly and privately that he wanted to make sure all the facts were known. It's not the time to talk about policy, but that's a little disingenuous because on a number of other issues, especially when it's sort of a foreign-sounding name or something he believes is more tied to terror than pure domestic violence, he's more than willing to weigh in with a tweet or a comment before all the facts are known. And sometimes when the facts are still coming in and he ends up being proven a little wrong. And one thing that makes a big difference, of course, is his base in politics. And you'll notice in today's speech, about 6 minutes, he did not mention the words guns once, and that is because while his base is very eager to hear from him, for instance, using an attack
we've seen what the Republican Party is all about. They want to support victims of domestic abuse.
And it's just
they want to protect kids as mass shootings plague our schools. They want to take care of dreamers like most voters want them to.
From those students and those comments, but it was interesting as they pointed out. They said, you know, we may not be your voters.
At
well, that's a very interesting question.
Coming to sanctuary cities all across the USA away. They're already here.
We're gonna have to wait and
At Thunder, Australia banned assault weapons ampersand formed a national buyback program over 20 years ago ampersand they haven't had a mass shooting since. Gunner form no. The U.S. Justice Department on Thursday fought in federal court to keep some minor details of its counterintelligence probe into Russian interference.
Yesterday, a school filled with innocent children and caring teachers became the scene of terrible violence, hatred, and evil. Around 2:30 yesterday afternoon, police responded to reports of gunfire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, a great and safe community. There, a shooter, who is now in custody, opened fire on defenseless students and teachers. He murdered 17 people and badly wounded at least 14 others. Our entire nation, with one heavy heart, is praying for the victims and their families. To every parent, teacher, and child who is hurting so badly, we are here for you, whatever you need, whatever we can do to ease your pain. We are all joined together as one American family, and your suffering is our burden also. No child, no teacher should ever be in danger in an American school. No parent should ever have to fear for their sons and daughters when they kiss them goodbye in the morning. Each person who was stolen from us yesterday had a full life ahead of them, a life filled with wondrous beauty and unlimited potential and promise.
At Tunamalo, Pasavo Porakuai Vairita would participate. At Tadarib, with everything going on in the media about me this Valentine's Day, I don't want people to get distracted and forget how beautiful I am on the outside. An orphan 19-year-old with a troubled past and an R-15 rifle was charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder Thursday morning after being questioned for At CNN, parents should know when their child goes to school, they are going to come home alive. Florida Rick Scott says as he discusses the school shooting in Parkland.
When their child goes to school, they're going to come home alive.
Yep.
At Fox News, at White House, the flag above the White House is lowered to half-staff for the Florida school shooting victims. At Kirchlichter, at Town Hall Code, it has to stop. My new at Town Hall column is up. After all, the victim is someone who supports President Trump, and he and his family deserve whatever happens to them. At Brandon League, the village championships this weekend. I got the 2 seed. Gonna be fun. At Spock Assists. Seeing Donald Trump saying America needs to tackle mental health was just too much. That is like a Snickers bar saying it needs to tackle chocolate. At Motaconis. If it weren't for one cop who decided to drive down a residential street, the shooter in the Parkland school shooting might have escaped capture yesterday. At Belastrufuge 2. What did James Comey tell President Trump about Clinton's two dossier? At Braving Room, at Victor32 replying, at Braving Room ad, okay, so being retarded accidentally worked out by sheer dumb make it okay to be retarded.
If a delicious matcha tea donut is made, and no one is there to taste it, is it delicious? If a photographer captures the perfect moment,
at Earlphysicist, BF on the chatted question,
was it perfect? If a small business opens, and no one ever buys anything, is it a business? It's not enough.
MEETIS Kenworthy. He is your favorite, just like Adam Rippon is your favorite.
Make it Squarespace. Start your free trial
At
today.
Tiltiker Berry. Mary Tila Boralan Batabalunan Vihala Haber Naman Zirail Faratanduan 30. Asilduan 28. Vio Kupler Brahim Selim Duan 25. Brahim Selim in Nilkji and Balan Mutu. Ala Sisi Rama Taylasing.
Here's a statistic that jumped out to me in the piece that you wrote. The pace of weapons testing is speeding up. Kim Jong-un has already launched nearly 100 more missiles than his father and grandfather.
FBI knew Florida shooter was going to attack, intentionally didn't stop him because of Trump. The FBI was doing this instead by Cat Stevens for FreedomDaily.com. Thousands of families suffered the kind of day where people remember what they were doing when they heard the news. The families, thousands of children and teenagers were gripped with fear as the report started to stream in of the school shooting in South Florida in Broward County. It all happened at the majority Stoneman Douglas High School that is located in Parkland, which is not too far from Miami. When a situation reaches the point that it reached yesterday with live rounds and dead people, the only thing on the minds of those in danger is survival.
Ultra-processed food may increase cancer. French study news DW 15.2018.
What is going to keep this horror from happening again?
France Emmanuel Macron closes LEC press room news DW 14.2018.
The suspect, Nikolas Cruz, wasn't unknown to the FBI.
The police raids in Milton Keynes rescue modern slavery victims news DW 14.2018.
Some pretty substantial evidence that he would be a threat long before he came to school with a gun, but they didn't deem it to be a priority threat.
Berlinale opening Wes Anderson as I Love Dog Visage of Pedophile Peace film DW 15.2018.
While it's evident that they have to make judgment calls and decide what takes priority, one can't help but notice that the things that have been getting the FBI's attention seem to be all about keeping themselves out of trouble and not our kids. We've heard a whole lot about the FBI sending multiple agents to read memos.
New York prosecutors with Harvey Weinstein's studio ahead of reported State News DW 12.2018.
Apparently it takes 5 highly trained agents to move commas around and another, who knows how many, to investigate President Trump, but none to make sure that our kids are safe. The FBI was notified in September after a YouTube user named Nikolas Cruz
Germany considering free public transportation to take on air pollution news DW 13.2018.
The far left BuzzFeed News. A YouTuber named Ben Knight emailed the FBI tip line after he noticed
From India to Dubai in South Africa, the rise and fall of a Doctor's Friends 24.
On one of his videos. The comment read, "I'm going to be a professional school shooter." Ben Knight lives in Mississippi and says he was
Sports died in North Korea despite sanctions.
By the local FBI office. He met with the agents the following day. That was the last I
Macron
heard from
praised
them.
as French economy powers ahead France 24.
In the wake of the arrest of 19-year-old Nikolas Cruz for the murders of 17 people in
Hedge fund Bridgewater makes $22 billion bet against European firms.
Florida, Ben Knight was again contacted by the FBI. According to BuzzFeed, Special Agent Ryan Furr left the following voicemail. "I think we spoke with you in the past about a complaint that you made about
a timeline of the Titan siege in eastern Ghouta, Syria deeply.
Channel. I just wanted to follow up with you on that and ask you
the fate of minorities in post-ISIS Syria and Iraq, Syria deeply.
If you wouldn't mind giving me a ring." As of this writing, there is no confirmation that the Nikolas Cruz who left that YouTube comment is the same Nikolas
In Homs,
Cruz
Assad accused of using military for urban planning Syria deeply.
You see that has been reported to YouTube as well. Too often we find incidents like the Las Vegas massacre where the shooter never gave any indication that they were planning something horrific. You can't always predict when someone will snap, and there's nothing you can do except be as prepared as possible for crazy. However, it makes one wonder when the information was so apparently delivered to the FBI why they weren't more interested in this particular subject. There's a chance that it's not the same person, but that sure seems like something they would have wanted to follow up. BuzzFeed also reports that the FBI once again
Florida teen charged with 17 murder counts in school attack.
Apparently now having more interest in what he might have to say about the commenter. But around 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday, or about 30 minutes after Cruz was taken
Airbus takes $1.6 billion charge on A400M military plane.
Special Agent Ryan Furr and the FBI's Miami field office called that night and left him a voicemail. I think we spoke with you in the past about the complaint that you made about someone making a comment. Okay, we read that. I just wanted to follow up with the question, something that came up, if you wouldn't mind giving me a ring. A few hours later, Benite said FBI agents in Mississippi
Blowing down party pressure, South African President Jacob Zuma resigns friends 24.
About the YouTube user Nikolas Cruz. What could he have any more information at that point? The Nikolas Cruz YouTube account remained active until Wednesday evening. It has since been deleted. Yeah, right.
Germany Martin Schulz steps down as SPD head used DW13 2.2018.
However, due to multiple or server violations of YouTube's policy on violence, YouTube did not immediately respond to BuzzFeed's
How Turkey has potential Afrin push measures up against Syria deeply.
The problem that any law enforcement organization faces is that they are inevitably spread too thin. No matter how many great men
How
and
you
women
could race and win
on
from
the
your living room
job.
wired.
Yeah, give me a break on that one too. It's not possible to be ready for anything that might happen.
If a delicious matcha tea donut is made and no one is there to taste it, is it delicious? If a photographer captures the perfect moment and no one ever sees it, was it perfect? If a small business opens and no one ever buys anything, is it a business? It's not enough to just make something. Make your business stand out.
Hold up. I'm going in.
Make it.
Check this out.
Space.
Wow.
Your free trial today and use offer code SoundCloud to save 10%.
Turkey recently announced plans to possibly launch an operation on a Kurdish-held enclave in northern Syria. Jasper Fink, a lecturer in international law, assesses whether there is a legal justification for Ankara's potential operation. How you could road race and hash win from your living room bar wired. I don't know what to think about this. Dave McGillivray is an improbable advocate of virtual exercise. The race director of the Boston Marathon for 30 years, McGillivray estimates he's logged more than 150,000 miles in his lifetime, the overwhelming majority of them outside, and a formidable number of those in Forrest Gumpian feats of endurance. In 1978, he ran from Medford, Oregon to Medford, Massachusetts, a distance of 3,452 miles for charity. In 2004, he did it again. And just this month, at the age of 63, he conquered the World Marathon Challenge by completing 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days. It was a little bit of an insane thing to do, McGillivray says, but I was able to get through it okay. You might be surprised to learn that a man willing to commit to intercontinental travel in pursuit of multiple marathons also sits on the advisory board of a company that wants to make it possible for athletes to experience and even compete in races around the world, all from the comfort of their own treadmills. That company is Outside Interactive, the Massachusetts-based developer of an app called Virtual Runner. And no, this is not the cheesy, low-fi run simulator you've seen on the ellipticals at your gym. Oi's program synchronizes high-quality Steadicam footage of more than 60 scenic running routes and race courses from around the world with the speed and angle of a runner's treadmill. Users can run up and down Cadillac Mountain in Acadia National Park, jog up Heartbreak Hill on the Boston Marathon's 20th mile, skirt the coast of Cape Cod in the iconic Falmouth Road Race, or jog through Brooklyn's Prospect Park. Newer treadmills will communicate with the app and automatically adjust their incline to mirror the grade of the course, and if the user increases her speed, the video feed which users can view on a tablet or TV screen quickens to match it. The result is an experience that's more immersive, dynamic, and mercifully distracting than a traditional treadmill workout. I was throwing a Hail Mary pass to the future when I started developing this thing, says Outside Interactive CEO Gary McNamee, who first conceived of the Virtual Runner app before treadmills could communicate with tablets and laptops. Back then, he says, he wasn't trying to spin a company out of the idea, I was just trying to make treadmill running suck less. That's our internal motto. Making treadmill running suck less since 2011.